Okay, here we are. I thought today I would talk a little bit about the importance of understanding lighting and the lighting's ability to the face. One of the things that photographers have the biggest problem with is understanding where they should start when shooting. It's very, very simple to get confused on that, but every photograph begins and ends with light. We have to take that into consideration. So what that means is you need to find out two key elements. Those key elements are, number one, the direction of light. You need to know exactly where the light is coming from. Without it, you're in trouble. And the second part is understanding what type of light that is. So in other words, if you walk into a situation, you need to be able to identify whether it's daylight, blue light, tungsten, orange light, green, fluorescent light, or a combination of all of them. That we'll save for a second video. But right now, we need to decide where is the light coming from. Now, in most situations, light always comes from up above, as we know, whether you're indoors, outdoors, or whatever it may be. But right now, we're in my studio with a storefront window. As you can tell from home, the light is hitting extremely hard from your right side. It's coming into my face. So once we're able to identify that, that's going to make things a lot easier and better for us to start shooting our image. Not only will it affect our clarity, it'll affect our perception of the way the image looks. So I'm going to bring in my beautiful assistant and workshop coordinator, Miss Jessie Pavlik-Cavallone. She's going to come right over here. I'm going to walk in. Most of you have probably seen Jessie before, but when you look at her, you'll look. If we turn her face a little bit this way, okay? Now what you're seeing is what we call broad lighting. The lighting is hitting her hard from her left. So if you look at her, her face is becoming very full and it's becoming inflated. It looks broad. It looks bigger. Now, no woman or man or anybody ever wants to really be associated with having a broad face, a fuller face. So how can we adjust it? Well, once we've identified where the direction comes from, then we're able to look at how to correct it. So we know that the lighting is coming from our left. What we're going to do is start by bringing her body away from the light. Now, this is key for photographing a woman. Okay, we're bringing her face away from the light, her body away from the light, because if we were to turn her body into the light, we're broadsiding it, which is going to make it fuller, and most importantly, it's going to burn it up. It's going to be too much detail, especially if you're working with a bridal gown. The other thing is, when we do this, if we put her face here, she's in a masculine type pose. It's nowhere near as flattering. So we want to start with turning her body away from the light, because now what's going to happen is the light is going to come through her body, which is ultimately going to skim it. It's going to bring more detail, more interest, sharpness, clarity, and everything to it. So now the next step is important. We're going to turn her face into the light. So what we're ultimately doing is bringing the broad light into her face. This is called a 2/3 lighting pattern. So what we're doing is the face is broken into three parts. Part one is the side here. Part two is your center. Part three is the other cheek. So now, do we need to fully light the face? Not if we want to make people look their best. So what we're doing is, again, turning our face into the light. So that means that we're lighting into the face through the body. It's going to give the most dimension that we possibly can of the body and face. Now, if you look, this is the broad side. By turning her away, this is now called the short side of the light. The shadowed side is the short side of the light. Now, by bringing the short side of the light closer to you, it's making her appear thinner because the heavier lit side is further away from the lens. So understand, key element is making sure that the broad light is further from the lens. Broadly lit side further from the lens, short lit side closer to. You look at me full face, but when I turn away, thinner. So now understand direction of light. Key element, very, very simple. Light into the face, through the body. We're going to come in tight on her face for me, Tim. We're going to pull in tight, and you're going to look at the beautiful highlights that we're getting. So broad here, beautiful light, beautiful catch light into her eyes, short side lit, detail drop off. And then if we want to fill it a little bit, I'm going to reach in here and just take a look at what a difference this reflector makes. You're filling it just a little bit to pop it in, but not too hard. Keep it simple, keep it easy, keep it relaxed. We'll see you next time.